Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to speak to you, such an engaged audience. And you see here one of the ingredients to produce food in the world. You need soil, you need water, you need seed, you need fertilizer, and you need knowledgeable farmers. If you do have those elements, you will then be able to produce food in a sustainable way. And we have heard earlier this morning about partnerships, about the importance of agriculture, that we will have something to eat in the future. And a better introduction, I think, to my small speech is difficult to get. We are in 51 countries around the world, 7,500 people, and we do have a business volume of about $15 billion US. We are delivering 20 million tons of fertilizer, and some of you might have been exposed to a fertilizer bag, and we are delivering at between 100 and 150 million fertilizer around the world. So actually, as a branded company, we are probably one of the most best known branded company in the agriculture business around the world. Our vision is to be the industry shaper, and we want to be recognized as the shaper of the industry, leading then the industry through performance growth and thought leadership. Out of the 51 countries that we are representing, out of the 7.5 million people, 7,500 people that we do have, we have 67 nations employed by us. And we have 2,500 people around in the 51 countries, which are telling the farmers how to use fertilizer, what to produce based on their soil. And to be driving thought leadership is something that we as the leading industry or leader of the fertilizer industry has taken up as an important challenge. We do want to create impact, and we want to create impact in the way that we are doing our business. And we want to do that through thought leadership, sustainability, and compliant activities. And it has been talking here about a lot of challenges that we do have in front of us. And we firmly believe that to solving the global challenges presents also then a great business opportunity for us in the future. And due to this, we have generated, or we are involved in a lot of programs, and one of the programs which we do drive is to give a guarantee for CO2 guarantee for the products coming out of our plants. I am convinced that in the future we will see requirements from us, the consumers, that on the food that is produced, that we will have a carbon footprint guarantee. And we can do that from our plants here in Scandinavia. And we have been in contact with a lot of the consumer companies, Coca-Cola, Nestle, Unilever, to mention some of them, which are very interesting in being able then in the future to have a full, transparent production of their products, and then also to explain about the carbon footprint and give them a carbon footprint guarantee. And as said here, it's the crop I want, not CO2. We have to make sure that this is then controlled. Another important project that we are involved in is the Sahara Forest project, which Fredrik Hauge will talk about later here today. this is for us to be involved in such a project is very important because we are here on the edge of developing new technology, and here we are using sun, water and CO2 then to produce food in a very sustainable way. And this plant, we will build it and we will see results out of this by the end of the year. To be able to drive the business that we represent, you also have to have the farmers understanding that what they are involved in is actually a business. And we have, since 2006, we involved ourselves in the African Green Revolution together with Kofi Annan, and we started then to understand the challenges that we are facing in Africa as a nation and as a world. And we started then to also see that it is not only donation which is required, one has to develop businesses. And in 2008 we had the first corridor in Beira in Mozambique, and then in 2010 we had the second corridor which in Sagot in Tanzania. We do know, and we have heard about it, that we will by 2050 be about 9 million people. And you can see here on the curve of the arable land, the square meter arable land per person is reducing drastically. And as I said in the beginning, we need soil, water to be able then to produce the food that we do have. And we also need to tackle the environmental challenges. And we have been in the activities that we are involved in Africa very much focused on making a smart agriculture development. In Tanzania, in the Sagot corridor, we are as I said, developing a business, because it doesn't help that the farmer is increasing his production. He also then have to have, well, to feed his family, that's enough, but he also then have to have a market to sell it into. And to have a market, he needs also then infrastructure, and he needs roads. And you can see here that how a lot of the products in Africa are brought into the farmers here with a Yara bag, and then the products out from the farmers and into the markets. And this is not the way that you can get a sustainable development of agriculture businesses in Africa. The South Sadcot, the growth corridor in Tanzania, is a cooperation between a lot of NGOs. The Norwegian government has also then participating to a very great extent in the first phase to be able then to develop the blueprint of the corridor concept. And the concept is within the next 10 years that we will be able to bring 2 million people out of poverty, generating 450 jobs in the 1,000 jobs in the agriculture area. And we are looking at an investment of about $3.5 billion, generating then a revenue in the next years to come about 1 billion per year, which means that from the smallholder farmer to the market, you also have a lot of businesses involved. Financing is one of them, which is very important, and a lot of farmers' rights and everything, and that needs to be in place to be able then to get the benefit out of it. And the benefit out of it, if you do, on the right side here you see maize produced in the normal way in Africa, and then on the left side produced in a proper way using then the right fertilizer to the right time and the right amount. Very important to use the right amount, not over-fertilize. And then you can see the differences of the productivity. But I mean, if a farmer used to have the productions on the right and get it on the left, he also then have to have a market to bring it into. and then there has to be companies then which are picking up the products. Also then important in this regard is to have champions which are participating in those projects. And you see here President Kikwete in Tanzania and me planting then a mango tree at our terminal in Tanzania. We are building a terminal to take fertilizer more professionally and much more quicker in, which we can reduce the price and bring it then into the farmers in the farmlands outside Tanzania. And I use this picture because this is also then to be able then to develop something in Africa, but in quite a few of the developed countries, is that we have champions. And Kikwete is a fantastic champion. He says that 75% of my population is living from agriculture. And I cannot develop my country if I do not have a development within agriculture. I cannot get the growth that we need to do. So this is an extremely good example of a partnership between governmental bodies, NGOs and a company. And I must say we are working for generating then businesses for ourselves, but doing that in a sustainable way. And I am convinced that we and companies like us has to take a stand and has to work for bringing then a better world and making sure that we get the necessary food that needs to be on the tables in 2050. So thank you very much.